channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jazzy. That is so weird. I've never introduced myself in my intro before, and that felt very weird. But anyways, this video is gonna be on this makeup look. It is a very, very dark, bold, dramatic black smoky eye. I know it's super dramatic, so this tutorial might not be for everyone, but I thought it was a really fun look to do, especially for fall. I'm loving these super vampy looks. I love how it turned out, but it's super funny because I never ever do black smoky eyes, and I just walked downstairs and my boyfriend told me I look scary. So I kind of have to agree with him because I'm so not used to seeing myself like this, and apparently he isn't either. But I do really like how it looks. It's definitely something different and just super fun for fall. But anyways, I'm just gonna get right into this makeup tutorial. So if you aren't already, then I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. And if you guys want to know how to get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I already primed my lids. I used the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and then I set that with a translucent powder. The first shade that I'm going to be using today is called Creme Brûlée. This is by Makeup Geek, and I'm using an Anastasia A12 brush, and I'm just going to be putting this in my upper crease. Just using a tiny bit, and then just kind of buffing that all around. Then I'm taking the shade Chickadee, also by Makeup Geek, and I'm using that same brush, and I'm just going to do the same exact thing that I just did. And we're just using this shade to kind of warm up the crease. Now I'm going to start working on my lid, and for that, the first thing I'm going to use is a Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner. This is a matte, kind of like a crayon. So this is a really, really good base to use if you're using any type of black shadows. It keeps any eyeshadow on really, really well, and it also creates a really dark base, because sometimes if you go in with just like a black shadow or a really dark shadow, it kind of looks like ashy and not as dark as it could be. So I basically just started off with a little bit, and then I'm taking a brush. The brush I'm using is a Sigma E34 brush, and I'm just gonna start buffing this upwards. I like to start with less product and then build up to more if I need any more, because if you go in with too much, it's gonna be really, really hard to work with. So I always like to start with just a little bit less than I think I need, and then just work my way up. Okay, so as you can see, it's the darkest at the very bottom, and then it's getting a little bit lighter towards the top. I'm putting less product up here because I want it to be easy to blend my crease shades into that. So I don't want it to be like a really harsh black line. So when you're buffing it up, just keep that in mind that you want it to be kind of like an ombre. You don't want it to be super harsh going all the way up. So to start working these shades into my crease, I'm going to start with the shade Cocoa Bear, and the brush I'm using is a Vasanti Contour Eyeshadow Brush number 4. You can use any small detail blending brush. I wouldn't suggest using a big fluffy brush just yet because we want to keep this pretty precise. So as you can see, I'm keeping the shade really tight into my crease. I'm trying really hard not to bring it up too high because I don't want it to be too high up near my eyebrow. So I'm trying to keep the shade pretty low and tight into my crease. And then once the product starts leaving my brush, that's when I'm going to start buffing it upwards. And you can kind of see how it's taking away a little bit of that black. That's okay because we still are going to go over that with black eyeshadow, so don't worry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into the shade Chickadee that I was just using with a big fluffy brush. This is Morphe M505, and run that over the top of the shade Cocoa Bear. Sorry guys, I don't know why my camera is not focusing right now. Every time I look at my viewfinder, I'm like blurry, so I really hope that this whole video I'm not like super out of focus. Okay, now we're going to go back into Cocoa Bear. Okay, so now since Cocoa Bear kind of took away a little bit of that black, I'm going to go in with a black eyeshadow. This is the shade Noir by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the blackest eyeshadow I probably have ever used. This black is even blacker than the one that's in the Kat Von D Shade and Light On Contour Kit, and that one is super, super black. I love both of these shades, but I'm just using this because I have it up here with me right now. Oh, by the way, the brush I'm using is a Morphe M507. It's just a really teeny tiny detail blending brush, and I'm basically just running that all over where I put the Creme eyeshadow crayon, and I'm stopping it right at the crease. Now we're gonna take Cocoa Bear again, and we're just gonna keep blending until I don't see any more harsh lines. Okay, I'm gonna put some lashes on now, and the lashes I'm using are the Lilly lashes in the style Miami. So this is about what the glue should look like when the lashes are ready to be put on. So I always use my tweezers to apply these, and I just grab them right in the center of the lashes, like pretty close to the lash band. And then I press them on in the very center of my eye. And then I grab the ends of them and press the ends on. And then once it's dry and pretty secure, then I just run my tweezers through them and pinch my lashes to the false ones. And then I just kind of use my finger to lift them up so they're not like sticking straight out. Okay, so before I do my lower lash line, I'm gonna switch over to my face and get that done first. Okay, so I'm gonna put my foundation concealer on before I do my lower lash line. So to prime my face, I'm using the Cane+Austin Prime and Protect Mattifying Primer. This is seriously my favorite primer in the entire world. It keeps me super matte, and it also fills in my pores, so it makes my skin look really soft. It also kind of has a tint to it, so it really helps to even out your skin tone, which I need. I have a lot of redness on my skin, so I like to use things that even out my skin tone before I put my foundation on. And then for foundation today, I'm gonna be mixing my two favorite foundations. This is the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear and the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. The reason why I'm mixing these two is because this is really light and this is really dark, and I am pretty dark right now, so I'm gonna be using most of this in here, but I love mixing these two foundations because these are my all-time favorite foundations. So I'm just mixing together 2 pumps of this and then like a half pump of this. Oh, and the shades are Natural Beige in the Too Faced one, and then 215 Buff N. Okay, it's a little light, so I might have to add some more of the Too Faced one in here. Okay, so it is a little bit lighter than my body actually, but I think we can get away with it. Then for concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Light Warm. I'm really nervous to put this on because this is super, super light, but hopefully, oh my gosh, this is so light. I just ran out of my concealer, the one that's light neutral, which matches me perfect. So I'm like forced to use this right now, and I'm gonna look like a crazy person. And blend that out with a beauty blender again. And then I'm gonna be setting my whole face with the Too Faced Peach Perfect. Yeah, Peach Perfect setting powder. This is the matte one. And I'm just putting it on my beauty blender and then pressing that into my skin. If you have dry under eyes, I probably wouldn't use this to set your under eyes just because it is a mattifying setting powder, but I have very, very oily skin, so I just like to set my entire face with this, and it keeps me super, super matte. And I also love the smell of it. It smells just like peaches and it smells so good. So if you don't have oily skin, I probably wouldn't use this. Oh my gosh, now that I put the concealer on and set my face, I am way, way darker than my body. For bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Becca Sunlit Bronzer. This is in the shade Capri Coast, and I'm using a Morphe M527 brush. Okay, so I'm basically just putting this bronzer all around the outsides of my face, so I'm leaving the very center of my face alone because I don't want to darken that up. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that, and I'm gonna work on my lower lash line again and finish that up, and then I'll come back to my face. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take the shade Noir again, and this is a Morphe M432 brush, and I'm gonna just stamp this along my lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take Cocoa Bear on a Morphe M507 and smudge that out. Then I'm also gonna start to connect that to the eyeshadow up top. Okay, so I put that nude eyeliner on my waterline, and I don't really think I like the way it looks, so I might take that off and just put black in there. But my microphone died and I didn't realize, so I did contour a little bit with the Tarteist Pro Glow palette, and I used the shade Sculpt right here. This is the powder one. And then I also started to bake a little bit underneath my contour line. I swear, you guys, my microphone dies like in between my filming every single time I film. It is so frustrating. Oh, also I added some cream highlight. I used the Marc Jacobs Spotlight cream highlighter, and all I did was take my finger and then I just like tapped it on my cheekbone until it's blended out. So I'm gonna use some Laura Geller Gilded Honey. This is one of my all-time favorite highlighters. This is so old, but I still use it like every single day. So I'm using a Morphe, oh no, the name rubbed off, R36, I think. I'm just gonna put that right over where I put the cream highlighter just to set it down. Because usually if I leave a cream highlight on my face, it just kind of like disappears throughout the day because I am super oily. So I always just set them with a powder highlighter. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose, Cupid's bow. I think I'm gonna add an inner corner highlight to try and brighten it up a little bit in there. And let's see, I'm gonna use MAC Nylon. This is like my favorite inner corner highlight. And then I'm using a Morphe E36 brush. Just gonna put a little bit of that right in the inner corner. Okay, so I actually am gonna try and cover up this nude eyeliner because I don't know, I just really don't like the way it looks. So I'm gonna try and cover that up, and I'm using the Marc Jacobs eyeliner pencil. Okay, now it looks like super, super dark. You guys do what you want. Whatever you guys think looks better between the nude and the black, you guys do, but obviously I can't go back to nude now, so I'm gonna keep it with black. Just gonna dust this powder away. And then I'm gonna set my eyebrows with the Benefit Ready Set Brow Gel, if I can open it. I don't remember if I already said this earlier, but my eyebrows are super, super dark right now. They're usually not this dark. It's because I just got them tinted like literally 3 hours ago, so they're super dark right now. And we also got some of the tint on my skin, so it looks like dark back here. All right, now for the lipstick, which is always the hardest part, I swear. We have Honey Love by MAC, Bone Arrow by Kat Von D, Naughty by Nature by Too Faced, and then this is just a lip gloss I was gonna put over Honey Love. This is the Marc Jacobs Moon Glow. And then Anastasia Honey. I almost wanted to do like a really, really dark brown. That's Honey by Anastasia. And then this is Honey Love by MAC. A little bit lighter. And then Bow and Arrow, which is just a little bit darker. I feel like I'm really gonna like that. And then Naughty by Nature. Okay, I'm gonna line my lips first. This is the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in this shade BFF. I'm gonna start with the Anastasia one and see how that looks. I like it, but I don't love it. Bow and Arrow is like basically the same shade. Yeah, just a little bit darker. Okay, yep, we're gonna keep it. Okay, so that's the end of this video then. I really hope you guys like this makeup tutorial. I love doing really dramatic looks, even though I don't really wear them that often. I kind of just like stick to the makeup that I'm used to doing, that I wear like every day. So I'm just so not used to how dramatic this is, but I do love it. I think it looks really pretty, and I feel like it'll look really pretty on a lot of different eye shapes. So I really hope you guys like my tutorial, and I hope it was helpful for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you aren't already, then I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.